Hi guys, my name is Alma and today we're going to talk about how you can live with yourself without this judgment and also these negative thoughts and emotions controlling your life. And last week I made a video about the conversations that you should have with yourself, how you should talk to yourself. And I really recommend you to watch that first because that is really the first step on this journey. I will put a link to it below. But if you haven't watched it, I will just say fast. We talked about that you need to find the source behind how you're acting and the source behind how you're feeling and the way that you're talking to yourself. You need to do that in a respectful way. You need to have a respectful conversation with yourself. But when you have found that source, the next step is to figure out if you can do something with it or not, and if you want to do something with it or not. So I will use an example from my own life. For a couple of years ago, I went through a breakup. And in that moment, there was a lot of negative emotions, or just it was just a lot of emotions. If you've been through a breakup as well, you might have felt the same, or at least if someone is breaking up with you, and that was what happened to me. There were so many emotions. I was so mad, I was so sad, and then after just these emotions, my brain started to work, and I started to think about what really happened, and at that moment I had to be honest with myself. Is this thoughts and emotions something that can lead to something good? Can I really learn something from digging into what went wrong? And I understood that at that moment, the only thing, I wasn't able to change anything. There wasn't a decision I could make in that moment where someone else had made the decision. So at that moment, I understood the only thing that I can do at this point is just to accept the situation, accept the stuff that is happening to me, because there's no way out. There's nothing that I can change, and nothing I can't go back to the past and fix it. And it doesn't mean that I can just leave my emotions, they're still there. But instead of going in thinking about everything that happened, going to the past and just dig into this dark bubble, I just had to be present in my emotions and feel what happened, because there was nothing I can do with it. And that technique have I used, or I'm using it every time that I'm feeling some negative emotions. Can I do something with the situation or not? So I also had for my whole life, I've been struggling with understanding what I should do in life, and I talk a lot about following your dreams and passions and all of this. So we can feel okay, when we have this conversation with ourselves, we can figure out that, okay, the source of the problems that I'm having is that I want to change my life. There's something huge in my life that I want to change, and I might want to follow that dream or that passion, but I'm too scared and blah, 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 the same shit. And in that situation, when you feel, you might even feel guilty for not living that life as you want to do. You can feel guilty for the situation that you're in, that what am I doing? How am I spending my days? And when you find yourself in those emotions, that judgment, you need to be clear, okay? Am I going to do something with this situation? Am I actually going to change something in my life? Or am I just having a dream, but I will still remain being in that life that I am today? And hang on now, okay? I need to make this clear. That either you need to go for that. You need to follow what you want to do. And you can do it slowly and make sure that you will have the financial stability that you need while you're doing this, okay? But you need to make a decision. Either you're going for it, you're going to do it, you're going to change something in your life. Or you're going to stay, but that is also the decision that you're making. So you're making the decision to stay. And if you make that decision, there's no reason to feel guilty for not going on that path. There's no reason to judge yourself for not living the life that you want to live, because you're anyway not going to do anything with it. So when you're having this feeling of judgment and having this feeling of that you're living the wrong life, you either have to do something with it or just accept where you are. And if you're going to stay, then stop being sad for not being an artist, okay? It's harsh, but we can't let these emotions and these thoughts control us. And this is the only way to do it. Not the only way, sorry, but yes. And this, again, is all about putting yourself into respect and keep the promises that you're making to yourself. And that means that if you're telling yourself that I'm going to make a change, I'm going to do something else, then do it. And if you know, like when you tell yourself, okay, I will start waking up 5 a.m. every morning for the rest of my life. If you already now know that you're not going to do that, then don't even tell yourself to do it. Don't make that promises to yourself, because you have to keep those promises. The way that you're talking to yourself is as important as you talk to other people, even more important. So if you're not going to make that change, then don't tell yourself to do it. Don't make that promise to yourself before you feel ready, before you know that you're going to do it. And in the meantime, you just have to accept where you are, because you know you can change it, but then you have to make the decision to actually do it. So when we're finding ourselves in this negative pattern of negative thoughts, judging ourselves, all this shit, have this conversation with yourself, as I talked about in that other video, and find the source and understand, is this something I can do anything with? If it is, then make the decision. Am I going to change? Am I going to do something with this situation? Or am I going to stay? And if you stay, you need to accept that. And when you find that source and you understand there isn't something I can do with this situation, then you just have to accept that. Accept how you feel, accept the way your body is and the emotions and the situation around you, and then there is really no reason for having this negative way of talking to yourself, because there is no way out anyway. In the last video, I talked about how I was really depressed and talked negative to myself in the mirror, and I understood that there wasn't anything that I could do with that situation other than accepting how I felt, because there wasn't anything wrong with the environments. It was just, I think it was a lot of hormones, to be honest, but it was just the way that I felt every day. And when I started to accept that, instead of thinking that I did something wrong in my life because I understood that I couldn't make any change anyway, everything changed. And I got better. I got happier. So what I'm asking you to do is to make the decision if you're going to change something in your life, and if there is even something that you can change, or if you're going to stay or remain or keep on doing what you're doing, basically. And then you need to accept that as well, okay? It's everything from okay, you want to make a banana toast, if that's even a thing, and you're starting talking negative to yourself because you're not doing it. And then you need to make the decision, you're even going to make that toast or not. And if you're not going to make it, then leave it. Don't think about it. Think about something else, please. Don't judge yourself for not making that toast. Okay, easy example, but we need those as well. So I really hope that you got anything out of this video and that you can just think about this every time that you find yourself in these judgmental situations. Can I make a change? Am I going to make a change? If I'm going to make a change, then that's a promise that I will keep. And if I already now think that I'm not able to keep that promise, I'm not going to make it. Okay. So I hope you like this video. And yeah, please leave a comment if you got any thoughts around this topic watching this video. And I really hope I will see you in another video. Have a beautiful day, have a beautiful week, and please reach out to me if there's anything you want me to talk about, because the only reason why I'm here is because I want to help you. So that's all. Goodbye.